What's up, my dude? How's it going? You don't need to answer that. I still can't hear you. This is a video. So, I just want to let everyone know that there's a concept that's very much stuck true into my mind recently. And it's made me less than happy. Now, just to give some quick context, actually, before I even go into the context, I want to let anyone know who's watching this video, this is going to be a heavy subject. This has to deal with mortality. And if you're not comfortable with it, I highly suggest you turn off this video right now. Because this is not a comfortable subject. So, bear that in mind as I continue. And as I rant about this, let me give you some of what's going on and how I shouldn't feel the way that I feel. The reason I shouldn't feel the way that I feel, I haven't been happy recently. Like, I'm the best I've been, honestly. Well, not I've been, but I'm the best I've been recently throughout the years. Like, my dog's barking now. Just to give context, like, I have a bed behind me. Nice warm bed. And as I lay in that bed, I have a roof over my head. I have a window to look out of. I have food in my refrigerator, in the kitchen. I'm able to cook. I've learned to cook. I've learned to write more. I've been writing more. I've been working out. I've backed off of alcohol significantly, which is great. I also do say that ironically because as I record this video, I do have plum wine in a Christmas glass. Great. Oh my God, that shit's delicious. But what I'm saying is I've got it pretty good. I've got it really good. I don't have any personal friends or family members who are dealing with death or who are dealing with the coronavirus, like actually dealing with it. One of my fraternity brothers, his actual brother has been exposed to the virus and is dealing with it. But the point being is that I hope all the best, by the way. I really do. He's one of my closest brothers that I have, my brother Thomas. Just essentially what I'm saying is I got it really good. I've got it really good. That house that I'm in with the roof over my head, this is my mom's house. I'm 29 years old. Ladies. I can imagine just a bunch of people watching this video being like, so you are not potential for me. But after I went through some really depressing shit back in February, my mom allowed me to be back into her home with open arms. Again, I've got it really good. I have 2 jobs. One of them I'm on furlough for, and that makes sense at the safari park. It means I'm still on the payroll when we can open up again. Not to mention my sushi restaurant job. I work there only 1 day a week. I used to work there 3. But I still get paid there. I still get to work there. I still get money in tips. Granted, I've lost about 35% of my income in tips alone, but be that as it may, I've got it pretty good. Things could be so much worse. I could be out on the street. Okay, I gotta stop beating around the bush. I'm sorry. The thing that's been bothering me the most throughout this pandemic is I've thought a lot about the inevitable concept that is mortality. And this is a scary subject, to be honest. But you have to learn to deal with it. And I bring up mortality because when you think that you experience loss, you think that you can understand, at least for me, I'm going to speak for myself, but I think that I can understand the concept and be able to work around it in the future. Let's be real. No, that's not how it works. When you deal with loss, it's still not as easy as you dealt with it before. You just learn how to adapt. And that's scary. That's really scary, actually. Now, when I started to think more about this subject, the first time it happened, and I couldn't really comprehend it, I was about 11 years old, and that's when my grandfather passed away. Now, most of you don't know me, so I'm just going to give you some background. My grandpa and I were really close, not gross. We were really close. I used to go to his house at least 4 out of 5 days, 4 out of 7 days in the week. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. And my grandpa and I grew very close. And after a surgery that he had cancer on his left cheek. And after that surgery, the cancer didn't kill him. It was cardiac arrest right after the surgery when he was released from the hospital. And that was painful. And I thought I could learn how to deal with it. But again, you don't know how to deal with mortality. So go to May 2nd, 2015. This is when my dad passed away from a brain tumor. My God, at the time of recording this video, oh my God, it's going to be 5 years in about a week. Holy shit. My dad and I were also really close. So if you think you know me, you will understand more of me if you've ever met my dad. My dad was very politically sophisticated. Not to say that I am compared to him, but very politically sophisticated. He was a man of music. He was a musicianly man and a musical student. And he had one of the best damn senses of humor that you can ever be exposed to. If you had my dad and me together joking around the entire time, you see exactly where I would get my sense of humor from. I'm very much like my dad and my mom. And after he passed away, I thought I could deal with mortality. But at the same time as that's happening, I look at my mom. She lost her parents in her mid-teens. And then she lost her husband. And you want to know something? She still doesn't deal with it well. That's insane. Imagine having someone close to you, or someone that you know, just someone that you know, where you can hear their laughter, and then the next day, that laughter is gone. That's intense. And throughout this pandemic, I've been the most grateful that I can be. I think I still have room to improve. I have a lot of room to improve. When I talk about the concept of mortality, am I going to pretend that I absolutely understand it and can be prepared for it? No. I can do what I can, but at the same time, I can never be prepared. This is a pandemic, people. Understand that. Sorry, I'm going off the cuff here. Usually, I like to say that I'm prepared, and I like to write notes. I never do. If I'm talking about music, that's about it. But everything else, I don't write notes. I'm just going off the cuff here. But the point is, and I'm going to try to make this a lot lighter in tone. I'm only, 8-9 minutes in. Is that we don't have time to beat around the bush. We don't have time to be ungrateful. I've been a lot more grateful for what I have than I have been in a long time. I have a very privileged background. First off, I'm white. I'm male. That's a good start. That's a pretty fucking good start. That's a really good start. I've had a family that has cared about me my entire life, still does. My mom accepts me with open arms, no matter what happens, unless I, murder someone, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, what I'm saying is, we don't have time to waste. It's important to be grateful for those that you have around you, especially while you can. So what I've done recently, and I've been very negligent, admittedly, within the last few weeks, because, I'm privileged enough to do that, is I've been sending emails to my friends talking about what's been on my mind in regards to the pandemic. But not only that, to talk about what I've been grateful for, what I value in them, the positive aspects. And if I didn't like them at first, fuck, I like them now. And I appreciate the people they are now. And I call this sequence of emails, it's called Save Our Last Goodbye. Now, that's really depressing. That's really, really depressing in the name. It has it has a more optimistic point of view. The reason I call it Save Our Last Goodbye is because of a song by Disturbed. Now, Disturbed's my favorite band, but one of my favorite songs that reminds me of my dad, it's called Save Our Last Goodbye. And in that song, the way that it's structured, it's through a sequence of phone calls. So it's a phone call from the friend who is going through a procedure. It has the narrator making a call to that person, and the mailbox is full. And then the end of the song is saying, sorry, this number is no longer in service. That's intense. And if you have the chance, please check it out. Check it out. It's Save Our Last Goodbye by Disturbed. I highly, 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 highly recommend checking that song out, regardless of your musical background, what you prefer. It is hard rock, soft metal. That's what I declare it as. And there's a sequence in lines that really stand out to me. Save our last goodbye. Embedded in my mind, your face will never leave me. Save our last goodbye. It's killing me that I won't get to hear your laughter. Sorry, that's a song choice. That's why I did the falsetto. But I won't. It's killing me that I won't get to hear your laughter anymore. I'm trying not to tear up, but that song makes me tear up. It's killing me that I won't get to hear your laughter anymore. Do you truly understand how terrifying that is? Where at one moment you can sit down and joke with someone, and then the next sequence of events, you don't get to hear that laughter anymore. Sorry. So to put this on a more positive note, I'm sorry. I call this sequence of emails Save Our Last Goodbye because I don't know what's going to happen to me. This sounds incredibly narcissistic, by the way. I'm totally aware. I don't know what's going to happen to me. But also, I don't know what's going to happen to that person that I've been in contact with. And I don't think it's too much of a stretch, to let that person know how I felt about him. The only reason I call it Save Our Last Goodbye is because I'm social distancing. I'm practicing really hard. I'm practicing really hard when I have a third world government and the most developed country in the entire world that would rather see me die for the sake of the economy rather than being healthy enough to rebuild and adapt. Look, I don't have time for bullshit. When I say that, I mean, I don't have time for people to be subtle with me. I don't have time for someone to be implicit on how they feel about me, whether it's romantically or whether it's friendly. You understand. I'm being very broad. I'm being very general. The point is, I don't have time. I don't have time. And if I don't have time, other people don't have time. And the most I can do is just let them know how happy they've made me, what they've made me think about, what I appreciate about this other person. Mortality is scary, man. It's super scary. That's why I have to live through oaths and mantras, whether it's the Sith mantra from Star Wars, the Lantern oath, or the Blue Lantern oath, just to keep me going. Oh, even this, like this Plus Ultra poster. This is my favorite, one of my favorite things in the world. If you don't understand it, it's from an anime called My Hero Academia. It's one of my favorite animes, and the quote that they go with is "Sara ni mukoi, plesuri otura," which means loosely it translates to "go beyond, plus ultra," which means go beyond your limits. And I think that's so important to do right now, while we can. Like, what else do I have to do? What else do we have to do? I know some of us are essential workers, and to all you essential workers, you're awesome. I'll blow you. Oh my god, I'm so narcissistic I made myself laugh, apparently. I won't do that, but the point of all this, in a very roundabout way, going on for 17 minutes just about, is to express yourself to those that you're close to. Look, we don't have a lot of time in this world. For all we know, we have about the time of dogs. When I say that, when it comes to dogs, my two pups that are in the hallway right now, they're only a part of my life. But to them, I'm their entire life. And the thing about mortality is, we think we're going to go throughout our entire lives. And there's a chance we might not. So why wait? Why bullshit? Why not be explicit to those that we care about? Rationally explicit. There are times you could go too far. There are probably times I've gone too far. I'm not going to speak for anyone else except myself. Just be kind. Enjoy those around you. Because we might not have that time together. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate what you've brought to me on this earth. I've never met you. I can imagine that you're still a great person. I hope you are. If you want me to send an email to you, give me your address. Not on YouTube. Just private message me, please. That'd be better. I want to get more of these emails going because that's the very least I can do, is let you know how I feel about you. I don't expect anything in return. Expecting anything in return is incredibly narcissistic. Because there's no value in expecting something in return. The most I can do is let you know. Most I can do, is let you know how I feel about you. But in the meantime, stay alive, stay safe, practice social distancing, put pressure on presidential candidates, think for yourself, and go on with your day. All right, y'all.